I'm going to try to explain some of the terminology. There was a question about using P2P and using the black button on the left handle to place your P2P points. So I'm going to try to explain that. And in an email I said I talked about sidebars. What I'm talking about is some of the icons, like the pattern to boundary. There's a little bar on the right side of it with an arrow. You can click on that arrow and you have a choice of standard or stretched. We'll go over to the P2P icon, the point to point. It has a bar on the right side, and you can click on that arrow and you can select line or you can select pattern. I'm going to change that to line. Other icons like trim away, also you can select trim inside or trim outside. The regulated stitch, you can make a selection original, plus, or smooth. Now that's what I mean by the bar, the sidebar. Since I have the P2P, the point to point, I have it set for line, and I can't do anything with either the 6-button keypad or the left handle button, the black button. What I have to do if I want to use those to place points for a line, I have to actually select the P2P icon. I can do that with the mouse, or I can use the upper right button on the 6-button keypad and I can scroll over to it. Then I press the lower right button and that selects it. Now I'm in the P2P line point selection. You say, well, okay, I have something that I need to go around and I want to put some P2P line points so that I can stitch that. Since I have this all set up and selected, now I can click the black handle button, and it will place my first point. There's my first point. There's my second point. Third point. Then my fourth point. There's a fifth point. A sixth. And seventh, and so on. You can keep clicking all of these points. When you get all the points clicked, press the right handle button, the red button, and that will stop. Now I am not doing a P2P line at this time, but I could, since I'm already still in the P2P line mode, I could click the left button to click another point. Then when I get all the points clicked, I will click the right button to stop it again, and now I have some other points clicked in. That's all there is to using the handles on the front of the machine to set the P2P points. If I wanted to stitch those, I would use the upper right and lower right buttons. See, it says in the upper right says shift, the lower right says exit. Press it. Now I'm out of the P2P line mode. If I go over to my point-to-point icon, click on the sidebar and select pattern, and here I have a P2P curve. I can Again, either use the mouse to select the icon, or I could just use the upper right button to scroll over to it, press the lower right button to accept it. Now I'm going to use my left handle button, the black button. I'm going to click point 1, click point 2, and then another third point, and a fourth point. I'll use the right handle button, the right button. I'll click it, and that'll stop it. I'll hold down the upper right button, press the lower right button to exit, and there I have. Now I have a pattern, a P2P pattern. This was all done with point-to-point line. These were made with point-to-point line, and these were made with a point-to-point pattern. That is how you can do that. But in order to use the handles, you must have the icon selected, and you must have selected whatever you want to do, whether it's line or pattern. I hope this will kind of help clear up the situation with the point-to-point line using the handles, or point-to-point pattern using the handles.